Uh, what are you doing, Disney? Come on. Seriously, what are you doing, Disney? Well, we're gonna get into it briefly. Greetings, movie fans. William, the movie fan here. So I'm contemplating being very perplexed about Disney's head-scratching decision to put the live-action version of Mulan on Disney Plus streaming platform that they now have. Which again isn't normally a bad thing. I'm like, hey, that's great. And then you see it's for $29.99, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm paying for the actual service. I don't usually pay $29.99 to buy a movie, much less see a movie. Yeah, so I'm not. I don't. I can somebody help me out with this because I'm really confused. So I already paid for the Disney streaming, Disney Plus streaming service for the year, just to kind of see what it's about and see if anything's come on that'd be interesting I could check out. And certainly, the Mandalorian and I was anticipating it, I should say, and like most people were, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Mandalorian, that could be cool, and I watched it. Like most people, it's good. I guess it's not great. It's not bad. I don't know. It's kind of just it's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. I guess maybe I don't know. But yeah, so I I don't know. I mean, I personally don't understand Disney's thought process behind doing live action versions of all their animated movies. I mean, we certainly know there's lots of remakes out there, and apparently there's just no fresh ideas. I guess I don't know. People go see these. I'm not sure why, but there's that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just scratching my head trying to figure out why Disney's trying to charge me $29.99 to see a movie that we've already seen, but the live action version. And I know it's ticked off a lot of movie theater owners and the movie theaters in general in terms of the people who own them. Not like because some have like a local franchisee owner, and some, of course, are owned corporately, because they're not putting the movie out in theaters and on the platform at the same time. They're just releasing it on their streaming platform, which that's a whole nother can of worms, in terms of platforms versus theaters and what's going to happen with theaters. I mean, we understand why they're not releasing it in theaters, maybe because theaters aren't really open right now. But that's not for them to figure out. That's up for the theater owners to figure out, I guess, as a area by area basis, given their situation right now. And certainly, I guess Disney wants to release it to people to see because they did make it. Of course, it's not exact remake, as we know. Their live action versions have been, I don't know, adapted, I guess, for the live action, which I understand to some extent, but then they change a lot of stuff that I don't understand why. But I guess it's a modern look because the movies were made a few years ago, and now everything has to be with the sign of the times. I guess I don't know. I scratch my head about that, but anyway. So what are your thoughts on Disney charging or wanting to charge? Really, they're not charging me anything, but they want to charge me or anybody who wants to see the movie $29.99. Now, as far as I know, that's the whole shebang. I don't know if there's they're only going to charge you that at the beginning, and then later on it's going to be free to everybody or who pay for the service, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe it's like a sneak peek or something. But again, I wouldn't think it'd be that much. I think it'd be maybe $10 or $5.99 or something, but not $29.99. That just seems. Again, I'm just scratching my head. I just can't even wrap my brain around this. Gosh, I don't know. But anyway, so give me your thoughts down below, and what do you think about this? I mean, certainly, I don't think anybody's going to say, wow, that's a great idea. But also, just in general, what are your thoughts about Disney remakes? I personally, I'd rather see fresh new stories. And if they're animated, that's great, because sometimes you can do more things with animation than you can live action. Even the CGI nowadays, I think the CGI is overdone sometimes, and you can obviously tell when they rush it through. Plenty of examples about that for sure. However, I will say there is one Disney animated movie I wish they would remake, and that is the Black Cauldron. It came out in the mid 80s. Disney's only PG rated animation movie that could really be done well, I think, today. And the story could be fleshed out a little more because they could kind of, they could do make it a, probably not a trilogy because that would be too much, I think. But they could probably make it into like a 2-part movie. But it looked really good then. The story was a little abbreviated, of course, a little curtailed for the short 90-minute Disney movie run kind of a thing. But it actually fits fairly well with today's kind of, I guess, culture of entertainment or what have you. And I think it would be adapted fairly well without many changes, to be honest. But that's my opinion. I personally like The Black Cauldron, given even its flaws. It's not necessarily a great movie, although it is a new, interesting new story movie. Maybe that would be something they could do. However, I doubt they will, because as soon as Black Cauldron was released, it lost a lot of money. Then Disney retired it to the vault and hid it away for a very, very long time. That was in that period where they were losing money. They were trying new things, like the movie, the live-action movie, Black Hole, which again I kind of like. It's not perfect by any means, but it's interesting to look at, and it's got an interesting story. And I love the score. The score is great. I mean, that's a score I could listen to a lot. So the music, the instrumental score is pretty good. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. So this has been me, William the Movie Fan. I'm talking about my just eyebrow-raising, head-scratching thoughts of why Disney is charging us $29.99. And if you want to learn more about my thoughts on anything, or if you want to tell me your thoughts about anything, please let me know, and stay tuned to this channel for more.